Okay guys, back out on the bank. We're at Cudmore today. We're on Avoca. Never fished on this lake before. It's 24 hours, it's 4 till 4. I got here for 3. Had a little, you're allowed to walk around the lake at 3. And then there's a draw. If multiple people want the same swims, then they do a draw. If everyone says, oh, I'm happy with that, then they, you just pick your peg. Everybody wanted 1 and 10. So we did a draw and I come out first, so got first pick and I picked peg again, and I picked peg 1. So guys, yeah, as I was saying, I picked peg 1 and the rod's just gone. Now I think we've come across our first problem of the day, and that is I think there's perch and silverfish eating the worms. The left hand rod got a few bleeps pretty much straight away, and then you just heard that one, the bobbin come up to the top. It held there, got down to the rod, brought it in. I'll put a picture up now of what the bait sort of looks like. There's only like 2 bits of worm left, so obviously been plucked off. So I've put worm back out, but I don't think we're going to be on worm all night. I don't want to be sat here wondering whether the bait's on or not. So I'll put it back out on worm anyway. We'll see how it goes. Quite a few silver fish topping when I got here, so maybe it's not the right time of year for worms on here. But anyway, I'm using my new bait boat today, the Future Carp in V60. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. So I'll put a picture up on the screen now. As you can see, pegs 1 and 10, there's no swims between those 2 pegs down this end of the lake. So you can see why, you're not going to get cut off or lines going through the water to the left of you. I've got a little bay here. Again, I'll show it on the screen now. There's a little bay coming in here. The only thing is that the local guy who fishes here a lot said to me that because you can put a rod in there, but he said that you'll lose the catfish in there every time. So I'm going to follow local advice there. I've got, as you can see, I've got a lovely reed line and tree line, so there's plenty there to go at, yeah, we'll see how we get on. The gentleman over in peg 10 rather, he did actually have a fish. He put the rods out first, and he had a fish very quickly. I couldn't see what it was. It didn't look very big. It was either a small catfish or a sort of teen carp, something like that. And but yeah, because I was using the bait boat and everything, I wanted to get set up so I could get everything sort of organised, although it's a bit of a mess. So I'm gonna have a tidy up now and get a brew on, see how we get on. Okay guys, quick update. It's 8 o'clock, about 7:15. Brought both of the rods in. They were both completely stripped, so better to find it out sooner, at the start of the session rather than in the morning, and I could have been fishing all night. So anyway, the worms have come off. I'm a bit gutted because I think I would have done well if I'd have been able to use them here, but I've switched over to Pepper Army, which is my favourite bait in terms of non-live baits, because I do think a live bait, maggot, worms, or even a live fish for your predators will always outfish any other bait. But in terms of dead baits, or if you like, yeah. So we've got the Pepper Army on both. That ain't gonna go anywhere. A load of dead maggots and pellet and ground bait in the boat. Drop both rods. The right hand rod is kind of here, about a rod length off. It's like 4 foot, and then it drops down to 6, and one showed just off the point of the tree. So yeah, fingers crossed. Fish on, guys. What? Not sure what happened there, guys. As you'll have seen, it was taking line, it was going. My receiver is quite low, but yeah, it was it was taking line and it was going, bobbing was up, struck into it, nothing there. Possibly a trailer, a carp towing a rig round or something maybe. There's just nothing there when it hits into it, but like I said, it was taking line. So anyway, it's back out, fingers crossed. I'm not sure how well that'll show up on camera, but about a third of the way across, just above my dirty fingernail. About a third of the way across, sort of in line with, where are we? Here, sort of under my finger there. I don't think it's going to show up on film, but there's a load of fizzing and one has popped its head out there, and there's been some fizzing. So I've lined up the spot. What I'll do though is I'm going to leave it alone as while they're feeding on the spot. I think it'd be the kiss of death to try and drop a bait on them right now with the boat and investigate. So what I'll do is I've made a note of it. If nothing happens on the 2 spots I've found, I'll in the morning, once things have, you know, that was a silverfish there, but that's roughly the spot. Yeah, I'll make a note of it. I'll keep an eye on it, and that could be a spot for fishing tomorrow. Just put a small amount of bait over it. It's just about building a picture of the lake. So anyway, there's the Pepper Army coated hook link, lead clip. Just put in a bit of pellet and ground bait. Some dead maggots over the top. Let's get this out. Well guys, I can't lie, head's gone, specs are on. Nothing through the night. Didn't really see anything or hear anything. I seen those fish yesterday, sort of about mid-water. And a fizzing, I woke up this morning and a fizzing's, well, it's like a jacuzzi in places. Where my right hand rod was, the fizzing, but it's in the 6 foot. I was fishing up on the 4 foot shelf. So what I've done is I brought both the rods in. The spot that I've been keeping an eye on, that I think I showed you, a couple of carp actually rolled, so I've seen that definitely carp, and there's been fizzing, but there is bream in here, so whether that's the fizzing or not, who knows, but there was definitely carp. So right hand rod's gone there, but I've changed it over to Nash Citrus pop-up, and just some pellet in the boat, not too much. It's more like about 6 foot again there, and there is a bit of weed. I found just past some weed, so I'm happy with that rod. And then the left hand rod was a bit trickier. There's quite a lot of weed where I was fishing with what was the right hand rod. In that 6 foot it was quite weedy. Anyway, it took me a while, but it has sort of slowed down now, but which is why I was a bit reluctant to do it in the first place. But I never like dropping it on the reds, but I didn't put too much bait in, and I stuck with the Pepper Army on that one, and I managed to find a clear spot where they're all fizzing, a lot of fizzing on the left. So let's see how it goes. Well, as you'll have seen, guys, we've had a take. Bobbin pulled up slowly, and I did start taking line. Lifted into it. It's fishing not mega far, but 50 yards, you know. And it came off. It felt heavier than a bream, but it wasn't really doing anything. But sometimes they don't, you know. Sometimes it's like that. But it could have been a bream anyway. I suppose it's a bite. It's a positive. The guy opposite in 10. He's had another fish, so that's at least 3. But they've all been in daylight. I mean, yesterday they were both, or he had 2 in the first couple of hours, so between 3 and 5, and he's just had one now, like 8 o'clock. So, and if you look on the website, or the Facebook pages rather, a lot of the fish, even the catfish, most of the fish are in daylight. So, yeah. Heads definitely has gone a bit. It's just one of those, isn't it? You've got 24 hours, you want to make it work. Both baits did come back clean that were out overnight as well, so that was a sort of bit of worry. But I think with the amount of small fish in here, the bait that I put out, the sort of freebies would have been gone. But anyway, we'll keep at it. Oh, well then, guys, it's all kicked off. Let's get this fish sorted. It's not a blank, a 22 pound. As you can see, it is really beating me up. Right. £22, cracking fish. The other side. Right, guys. Update: soaking wet, rain, sweat, and that fish is absolutely beasting me. It was flying everywhere. Anyway, yeah, so the fish have come into this bay in numbers by the looks of it. I had a twitchy take. The guy that's coming in this swim after me was here talking to me. I had like a twitchy drop back. I was like, this is on the Pepper Army. I was beginning to doubt my most favourite bait in the world. Anyway, yeah, twitchy drop back, nothing there. Put it back out with the boat. This time I've run out of pellets and stuff, so I just put four small pieces of Pepper Army in the boat. Dropped that, brought it back. The guy still talking to me. Couldn't have been more than a few minutes, and it went, hooked into what I think was a carp, pinged off the dorsal a couple of times. There's some reeds to the left, it went round the reeds. Anyway, I tried to bring it back round. Next thing you know, I'm bringing a stick round, so fish is gone. So anyway, absolutely gutted, thinking my chance is gone. I was already sulking anyway, to be honest, just doubting everything, and the fish just clearly weren't in this area. And then as I was talking to that guy, there was loads of fish, well, not loads, but there was several fish showing, and it was clear they were there. Anyway, just after he'd gone, rod ripped off. No, sorry, I put the rod back out. As I was putting the bobbin on, the line started peeling through my fingers. I hadn't even put the bobbin on. Anyway, hit into this one. It did the same going round to the left. So this time what I did is I let it take line, so it went away from me, and I walked to the left. You can you can go round, and I netted it round there. Anyway, I brought the right hand rod in now, and both rods are on that spot, just with Pepper Army on, and 3 or 4 pieces chucked around with the boat. So let's just check the time. 2 o'clock. I'm on the last hour. last hour, so see if we can get one. So back home now. Normally do my outros in my conservatory, which is like my sort of man cave, but it's absolutely pouring out there and it sounds horrific in there. It's bouncing off the ceiling. Anyway, so enjoyed the session. It was frustrating. The main sort of, I went to use my bait boat for the first time. I remember a couple of clubs. One, you're not allowed to use them, and the other one, you just have to get a license. So I went to Cudmore to use that, and I fancied a change as well. And there's some big cats and some nice carp. So yeah, that was the plan. And in terms of the boat, obviously I'll give it a full review. I need to use it a bit more. The echo sounder was really good on it in terms of it really helps you out. It is a game changer. I know some people frown upon them, but yeah, I'm not going to use it that often in my fishing really. So, and when you do go to places like that's 24 hours, what am I going to do? Mark out the whole lake and all the rest of it? You know, you're on limited time. You just try and do the best you can. I'm not in competition with anyone, so I don't see the harm in it. They're just becoming more and more popular now, and on that brief use, you know, you can see like it is a game changer. Like I said, it's got all the GPS and all the rest of it. I need to learn how to use it properly, and I'll do a full review. But I was saying that I thought there was weed in there, but speaking to people, I don't know if it is. And what was interesting is when you drop the bait, it comes up like, you know, you can see it dropping through the water. And I think it was fish. I think it was small fish, you know, your roach and things like that, that was showing up. But I think I'm going to take it to somewhere where I know what's there, and then I'll be able to start learning how to read the screen properly. But anyway, yeah, future review soon. But in terms of the lake, I enjoyed it. It was good. Those 2 pegs definitely, the good peg. Guy opposite definitely had 3 carp. 3 other people blanked, and there was one guy on for 48 hours. I'm pretty sure he had 3 carp and lost a cat. So, you know, 1 fish, it's not too bad, is it? I definitely learned quite a lot about the lake. Like I said, the boat really helps. To the left, if you ever fish that swim, there's like a bit of a plateau. It's not a plateau, I think it's an old island. And I found that straight away. I thought the echo sounder wasn't working because it needs to be in like 2 foot minimum. And anyway, when I kept looking, it was cutting off every time I went there. And I did chuck a lead a couple of times as well, just to double check. And yeah, there's like a couple of foot sort of bar coming out, and I was fishing to the other side of it, which was 4 foot, and that's where I got the fish from. Once the fish were there, like I said, a few bites. It was very frustrating losing all the fish that I lost, or the ones that I missed. I'm happy with rigs, don't know, but sometimes you just gotta sort of follow your own advice, just be patient and not mess about. But then sometimes you feel like you're being lazy just sticking with something. It's a bit of a balance, I guess. But in terms of Cudmore as a fishery, I would recommend it. It's like nice clean toilets, staff are friendly, you get left alone. It's the lake, the Avoca, I can't speak for the others, but Avoca, is it didn't feel like you were, you know, shaking hands with your neighbour or whatever. It felt like quite nicely spaced out and stuff. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. Any questions? Just ask in the comments, and thank you very much for watching. Tight lines in your own fishing. See you soon. Cheers guys, bye now.